gotta say, I am fantastic, la la la, I am fantastic.
Hey everybody, I've got two gorgeous young ladies agreeing to be interviewed, albeit anonymously, because they're too beautiful for the camera. Well, they're too famous what it is what it is. But the young lady behind me, we won't say any names, she agreed with some of my philosophies, because she has a friend who came up with what's called a 5-year rule. Explain that to the audience what the 5-year rule is.
Sure. So I have a friend at work, a colleague, who has a pretty stressful job, and one day he was having a particularly rough day at work, and I said, "How are you doing? Sounds like it was a challenging day." And he said, "I'm doing okay, but I think I'll be doing better in a little bit once I apply my 5-year rule." And he liked to use the 5-year timeline because I think it really allowed him to take a bigger look on things, have a bigger perspective on what really matters in life. And so I said, "Well, explain that to me." And he said, "Well, I ask myself if something goes wrong at work or I'm having a rough day, if this will really matter in 5 years. And if the answer is no, then I allow myself to not stress out about it."
And it's brilliant, and I would love to have asked him, has it ever not worked, the 5-year rule? Because I can't think of any situation where it's going to matter in 5 years or 5 months or in 5
Maybe
weeks.
something super tragic, but
Well, the thing is, if something tragic happens, and, I was orphaned at 11, that's pretty tragic, but it's the past, and life goes on, right? So I always say, if you break up a marriage, it's not the end of the world. In 5 years, it's not going to matter, right? The kids aren't going to be happy about it, but life goes on. It didn't work out. It's a miracle that a male and a female can even get along. They're different species. They're freaking, you guys don't, maybe, you might understand, but they're different species. It's amazing that they can get along for any length of time. I've been married 38 years, but just because it worked out, I guess, but it's just, if it's not fun, people just call it quits. They don't really, it's not, when you have kids and responsibilities, it's not always so much fun.
it's busy.
All right?
Right.
So you guys are going back to Montana,
Yep.
both of you?
Yep. Back to Montana.
Is it a small town?
We actually live in 2 different cities in Montana, Missoula and Billings.
Now, I imagine people are friendlier there. Is that correct or no?
They are really good people in Montana. We moved there from out of state, and I felt like they're just salt of the earth. They probably don't let things bother them as much as other places where I've lived. They have
I think Montanans do have a little more realistic expectation on life. The whole state of Montana only has 1 million people, and it's a very large state, so there's a lot of space and room to explore nature, which is incredibly helpful, I think, for humans to have time outside. So I think people are happier there.
I tell a lot of city folk, I'll ask them, when's the last time you took off your shoes and socks and walked on grass or sand, which is a really therapeutic thing to ground yourself to the earth. And a lot of people that are working the 8 to 5, years can go by before they do that. I think it's very sad because it's not healthy, one. And I tell people, when you see a vista, pull over, enjoy it for even 30 seconds. It's helpful. To smell the rose, stop, and there's these sayings that are tried and true. Stop and smell the rose, right? And people are just caught up in making money. It's a race to the red light. People think they get to their destination sooner by getting to the red light quicker, and they don't. So they're rushing, they're actually accelerating to red lights. Now, I don't know if you guys know it, but right now, we're going 53 miles an hour. If I take my foot off the accelerator, we're doing 54 now, and I'm getting 80 miles per gallon right now. There's a gauge that shows you miles per gallon, right? Most cars have it, most modern cars. These are great gliders. Cars are, once you get a little momentum going, they glide fantastically. Now, what's the purpose of getting on that truck bumper right now? We're not going to get any sooner to the airport. Not by a long stretch. but people will honk behind me because there's a space in front of me, and they need to be in that space. They'll actually risk their life to go around me into oncoming traffic to save those 2 seconds. See it all the time. Now there's a red light. I'm gliding. I'm getting 80 miles per gallon because I drive limousines. This is a rule of thumb. I'm going to show you a limousine stop, and everyone's hitting their brakes. They're wearing their brakes out. Now, of course, I had to hit my brakes a little bit because I was going too fast. But here's a limousine stop. Watch this. You have to pretend when you drive a limo that they're drinking champagne in the back. And if you go fast at a start or you stop fast, they're going to spill the champagne. Now, watch this. Did you feel the stop?
No, barely.
That's a limit. So today's my day with the city attorney to show him or to explain to him that
You were just in your car helping them out, right?
I'm a humanitarian. I have 2 charities. You know, I'm freaking Santa Claus. I mean,
Frickin' Santa Claus.
so I mean, I'm gonna go in there and show him my Santa Claus. Say, listen, you guys arrested Santa Claus. 1. You know, I got 2 charities. I'm a humanitarian. I help people. I'm a life coach. And I think you guys made a mistake. It was a sting operation. The girls were undercover cops posing as tourists. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
So anyway, but I got the cops when I was in the back of the cop car in handcuffs. By the way, I got over 500 views on that particular episode. It's called Dr. Fantastic Gets Arrested. And I asked the cops when I'm in the back of the police car if they wouldn't mind getting... Overpopulated cities around the world have caused people to become a greedy, selfish, and litigious society. Would you like to be happier, live longer, never be forgotten, and help make the world a kinder, more civil place? It's actually easier than you think. Every day you're asked, how are you? Instead of saying good, say I am fantastic. It will make you look better, feel great, and reduce your stress. Making the world a better place starts with each person. Please join the Be Fantastic movement today. What you want to be, you can be. Be fantastic.
I met Dr. Fantastic along life's way, and I heard him say, you gotta say,